Tranquility Walk, May 23rd, 2020. We're going to do a quick fruit tree round. Instead of the native gardens, well, I have fruits too. So this guy needs desperately to be propped up. I'm going to have to figure something out with that. But this is one of... This has a very interesting history, actually. So when I grew up in Sunnyvale, this fruit tree was in the backyard, and we ate its fruit every single year. It's a plum, but it's not the standard sort of a plum. And then after 20 odd years, the fruit tree died, and my dad and I had to figure out what on earth was that fruit tree, because we wanted more of it. It was a wonderful fruit tree. It was a great fruit tree. And we looked through plum catalogs, and we looked through plum catalogs going, just what is it? And we narrowed it down to a few things. And I went and talked to the owners at Almaden Valley Nursery, and they knew it right off the bat. This guy is actually a sugar prune. And the reason they knew it right off the bat was because sugar prunes were one of the Santa Clara Valley orchards. So they were a primary tree in the orchard lands back when the valley was used mostly for orchard trees. So it's got a very local history to it, and you won't find them much in stores because they do not, they're called sugar prunes, but because they're used often for canning and fruiting, we always just ate them straight off the tree. And they are very, very sweet, but they don't last long off the branches, so they're not sold in the stores very often. So that's why you won't see them, but they make an absolutely wonderful and delicious fruit tree. I am looking forward to these guys. I was not eating them for the first few years to make sure that the fruit tree could sustain it. There's a lot this year. I'm hoping they all ripen and don't break the branches. I'm going to have to go out and thin some of them down to make sure the branches can hold. Not fruit trees, but I do have my vegetable beds going up. I've actually got carrots from seed this year. We're looking hopeful on those. Got some cucumbers growing on there. Got some corn in the back. Zucchinis are actually doing really well, and I apparently have to actually harvest that guy. Yeah, guys. Oh man, I checked on him a few days ago and he wasn't harvestable, and he is now quite harvestable. Tomato plants are growing really, really well. Oh, look, there's a little tomato. Yeah, we're eating the tomatoes. I like the little tiny ones, which I could just immediately pop into my mouth and eat. That is the best variety in my mind. It's fresh off the tree. This is a new tangerine tree, so I like the smaller ones, tangerines that you can just pluck on. Because it's new, I removed most of the fruit, and he had a little bit of a difficult first year, but he's got one little tiny fruit there, and he's doing much better. Look at all that new growth. So I'm hopeful for him a little bit later. My Rogers red grapes are a hybridized with California native grape. Looking forward to it, although I have to talk with the neighbors behind me and get that fence repaired because I'm very uneasy about, I keep finding growing on an old fence that's about to fall down. Yeah. Oh, and next to it is the little tiny peach tree who got leaf curl this year, so I'm eyeing it going, last year, okay. Pomegranate tree, and I love pomegranates as well. I'm going to keep this tree small though to try and keep it manageable. The neighbors have a pomegranate tree, so my pomegranate tree is planted right there to take advantage of the cross-pollination. I am looking forward to pomegranates this year, although yes, you have to be careful with them because they do sting. Jujubee trees from Asia to Thailand, and they were delicious last year, and I'm very much looking forward to them again. There are two of them because these guys need cross-pollination between male and female trees. So we've got two trees there. We've got an apple tree. I love my fresh apples as well. So there is a apple tree right there. Mendocino Cox. All of these trees are heritage orchard and have not, other than the jujubee tree, haven't been fruiting the first couple of years, waiting for the trees to grow up. So this year I'm hoping for trees. Cherry tree! Oh man, the cherry tree is actually enjoying his spot right there. I'm like, wow, that cherry tree is the happiest of the trees, which, yay! Okay, this will be good. The giant fig tree was here, has been here for many years. It's a huge fig tree. Happy fig tree. Makes lots and lots of birds happy. It's a thriving community tree. The elderberry, it's not quite a bush, it really is a tree. The elderberry tree, okay, elderberry bush. We still got one little blossom there, the rest have gone to seed, and oh, my camera's in the sun and you can't really see that, can you? Okay, there we go. Elderberry. The elderberry was a volunteer, so it's a blue elderberry though, and it managed to find its way into the sun area and is growing out really nicely. Bird on the wire. Yes, there's quite a few birds in the area, so we just let's feed everybody. Hello. That's my kitten. Mama. Not paying enough attention to her. That is my pineapple guava, another fruit of my youth that I quite enjoy. This is actually a fairly, it's about a 7-year-old tree, so it's been around for a while. It did have to go through the drought years, so it's not, it didn't grow up big and bold, but now that we're no longer in drought and it's getting regular watering, look at that. It is blossoming and it's happy. And I'm going to get lots and lots of guavas this year, as long as the birds don't get them first. That does occasionally get to be a bit of a problem. But that's fine. That's fine. I mean, I want my fruit, but they want their fruit too. So there we go. And we've got an orange tree there too. So that orange tree is also 7 years old, 8 years old. The two of them, the guava and the orange, were planted more or less at the same time. And again, survived the drought years, but now is coming out and enjoying life. You have to leave oranges on the tree for a really long time. I'm about to get out the markers and mark down the year so I don't mix them up with the new fruit. But they're almost ready for picking, I think. Alright, and that is the fruit trees.